Welcome to the Childcare Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you're a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Saccoccio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Childcare Director's Chair.
Hey, my friends, welcome back to the Childcare Director's Chair podcast. It's your girl, Erica Saccoccio, and today we're taking a moment to slow it down. We're going to breathe, and we're going to look back at the wild, meaningful, growth-filled year that was 2025. Now, we don't do surface level here. We don't just recap, we reflect. We learn, we evolve, because leadership in early childhood isn't about fancy titles or empty quotes. It's about becoming more intentional, more grounded, more self-aware version of yourself every single year. So today's episode is a gift for you, your team, and your future self. So let's get into it. First, I want you to own your wins. Stop downplaying your growth. You know, one thing I've noticed about leaders in our field, especially childcare leaders, is that we're really quick to highlight what still needs work, but painfully slow to acknowledge what we've accomplished. But this year, you showed up. You problem solved. You stepped into rooms that you were not in last year. And you had hard conversations that you would have avoided. You advocated, you hired better, you held boundaries, and you told your truth. And that matters. So take a second and actually name 5 things you did this year that made your program stronger, made it healthier, or more aligned. You know, when you recognize your wins, you reinforce your leadership identity. And when you reinforce your identity, you lead with strength, not survival. So stop shrinking. Celebrate the fact that you didn't give up. You didn't quit. You didn't close down. You might have even picked up another job, role, or duty, right? Because we're making bold moves. I want you to identify your 3 most costly blind spots. So we're going to flip that, because a powerful review also requires honesty. Every leader, even the best, has blind spots. And blind spots are expensive. They cost you time. They cost you money. They cost you team morale. And God knows it costs you your emotional bandwidth. So this year, ask yourself, what problems keep resurfacing? Where do I overreact? Or maybe where do you underreact? And what feedback did you avoid because it was uncomfortable? Ask yourself, what systems do I promise to build but never truly implement? Your blind spots aren't failures, they're direction. They're pointing you to exactly the areas where your leadership needs to be strengthened. So great leaders don't fear the truth, they use it. And I want that for you. I also want you to think about reviewing your staffing pipeline and retention wins. You know, staff are the heartbeat of your entire program. And when you look back at 2025, think about who thrived under your leadership, who stayed and why. Where did your hiring process improve? And what changed in retention or onboarding? Also think about what patterns and callouts or turnover are you still dealing with? Are you still talking about those Monday morning callouts? This isn't about blame. It's about refinement. Because when you better understand why people stay or why they left, you get the power to shape the next chapter with intention instead of reaction. You know, consistency is the currency of trust. And trust is the thing that keeps a team together. Next, I want you to revisit your vision and your mission and your values. Here's a question I ask myself every December. Did my decisions this year match the leader I say I want to be? Too many directors have gorgeous vision statements that sit in a handbook or on a website, but never make it into daily actions. This might be the moment to recalibrate. Is your vision still accurate? Do your values show up in your team meetings? Do they guide your disciplined conversations? Do they influence your hiring? And do families feel them when they walk in the door? When your values drive your decisions, your leadership becomes steadier, clearer, and more predictable. And predictable leadership creates stability, something that our field definitely needs. Now, I want you to think about this. I'm going to call it the Keep, Kill, Change framework. Something I really want you to look forward to. And this is one of my favorite end of the year tools. So grab a paper, divide it into 3 columns. What do you want to keep? What worked beautifully? What created momentum? What supported your team? Keep those. What you're going to kill is what drained your energy? What constantly caused confusion? Where did you say yes that you really should have said no? Kill those. We're not doing those in 2026. Now change. What worked but needed to be updated? What systems needed to be tightened? And what expectations need clarifying? Maybe too, what habits need to be strengthened? And these might not be program. They might be your habits. Whatever those are, you need to change those. This framework will clean up your leadership, sharpen your decision-making, and give you a head start on the new year. Because the truth is, finishing strong is really about preparing for your future self to lead with clarity instead of chaos. So, as you look back at 2025, don't rush through this reflection. You are not the same leader you were 12 months ago. You've grown in ways you probably haven't even recognized yet. So let this episode be a reminder to you that you are evolving. Your work matters, and your leadership ripple is bigger than you know. Your program is stronger because you got stronger. So as we head into the holiday season, I want you to commit to one thing. Lead the rest of this year with intention, not obligation. Your future self, your 2026 self, is going to thank you. And if this episode poured into you, share it with a fellow childcare leader.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Childcare Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Saccoccio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.